Elephant in the room. Denver Broncos' fatal flaw Eagles must exploit in Week 5. Footballs were flying all over the place Monday night when the Denver Broncos escaped crisis mode by beating the Cincinnati Bengals. This victory kept them at a 500 on the season, but their next opponent could be their best to this point. The defending champs, the 3-0 Philadelphia Eagles, is where they are going to be headed as they play on the road at the Lincoln Financial Field. A heavy dark horse, Denver will face a rugged road ahead, especially with the Eagles still winless on the season. That doesn't mean the Eagles are without flaws, however. With that said, even with a 7-0 record, Philadelphia has its flaws, and any real contender is going to expose those in the playoffs. The tools that the Broncos have to exploit those weaknesses, and it might be key in staying over 500 after Week 5. The Eagles look like a top team this season on the offensive side of the ball. They are absolutely unbeaten, but they haven't exactly looked the part in all of their wins. Eagles fans, meanwhile, generally have been frustrated with some of the team's performances, thinking that their squad should be playing at a higher level than what has been put on the field. One concern for the Eagles is on offense and in their passing game. Quarterback Jalen Hurts is averaging only about 150 passing yards per game, a weak number for a team with aspirations of another championship. For all the excitement generated by the team's dynamic running game, they have intermittently had difficulty breaking through opposing defenses. Even the star running back, Saquon Barkley, has been boxed in to some extent. Even though the offense has been falling short, a secret concern for some time now has become increasingly apparent to be one of which very little had been whispered until now. They've given up 333.3 total yards per game, which ranked as the 10th worst in the league. Their pass defense has been middle of the road, but their run defense is what should be truly exploitable. They're allowing 126 rushing yards per game, 21st in the league, and they've been susceptible to the run, which is where Denver may be able to shine. Denver's game plan with the ball is based around the run, and they are now one of the league's most successful teams doing so. Despite Bo Nix's youth and inexperience at quarterback, the Broncos entrust their signal caller with rushing attempts 44.6% of the time, 10th most on a rushing play rate basis in the NFL. More importantly, they're finding success on the ground, with an average of 151.7 rushing yards per game, tying for 5th in the league. That is a far cry from last season, when the Broncos had difficulty establishing an authentic ground presence. The Broncos showed off their ground game as running back J.K. Dobbins starred in a victory against the Bengals. Dobbins ran 16 times for 101 yards and scored a touchdown to prove he is in top form. The run game did so well last year that if Broncos can run the ball with impact, they will make Nix's life much more manageable, ease things on him in the passing game, and create some offensive balance. The only question is whether the Broncos can replicate their success against Philadelphia. Dobbins had a breakout performance against one of the NFL's worst run defenses, the Eagles, who, though not perfect in this regard themselves, represent an upgrade in the running game department. But they are still exploitable, and Denver is one team that can take advantage. This is probably Denver's best chance at a Week 5 win over the undefeated Eagles. And with their linemen and skilled rushers, the Broncos are poised to exploit what ails the Eagles. Can they impose their strong rushing attack and win? The Broncos, 5-4, need a victory to maintain solvency as they spend the next few weeks hoping to secure their place in the playoffs. 500? Follow along this week to see if Denver can step up and give Philadelphia its first loss of the season.